Hello, welcome back. My name's Andrew and this here is Will and Chris over here. We're just relaxing at the back of the house 10 minutes after I left you at the end of the last video. Not a lot I could do right now other than just sit here and enjoy this sun. Guys, they're still trying to remove all that rubble. I reckon it's going to take another couple of hours or so. There's a lot of it from the roof and the walls. It would be nice to get a bit of quiet this afternoon. So we'll see how they go on during the course of this video, and hopefully we'll get quite a lot further as we're getting a little bit close to Christmas. Oh, should you go check them out? Yeah, let's go check them out. Hello, gorgeous. They've gone. It's gone peaceful. That feels nice. All the rubble now has been removed. There's still quite a lot of debris floating around, but they've told me that as there is still stuff that needs to come out of the house, once that's all out next weekend, they're going to come back and well, get rid of all the last bits, and then any rubble that's floating around in this area, they are going to take it all away and make sure that this is left as they found it originally. Obviously it's going to look a little bit different, and I've spent the last 3 years trying to get this to go green. We've got a bit of winter left, so we should be all right. Hopefully we'll get a little bit of green poking through, but I'm really looking forward now to all of this crap down here being removed. I trust they'll do a good job of that. Let's see how well we get on this week. Portuguese guitar, huh? Oh no, weird. I did mention this on the last video. I think most people know that to learn, especially a language, not that I would know that, but most people will know, to remember things it's easier to do through song form. And so I decided that amongst my lessons and other ways, I am going to pick up a guitar again. I've had guitars all my life. Be damned if I can play them properly though, but I think I do this more than I play. This guitar alone has been maybe 20 different colours, and each time I say, there you go, good job, leave it at that, and then I'll get bored, I want to change it. I'm probably going to take a bit of the paint off, but I don't care about that because it's all about character. This has been through a lot, this guitar. Turned out pretty damn good considering I didn't put too much effort into that, and I don't think I went much beyond the 800 grit. I did, however, use this car compound. Continue with the guitar and of course the Portuguese lessons. While I'm on guitars, back in 2000 I also had a bit of a fascination with making them, and I've done maybe 4. 2 of them were based on a Prince cloud guitar. I was a huge Prince fan, and I wanted something with a slight twist so it didn't look exactly the same. It's a neck through body, and I carved it all after I glued it, and actually worked really well. Did have pickups in it, but I took them out. Should really put it back together again because it's just been in the guitar case for all this time. Anyway, that's that out of the way. Sun is now at that perfect position for walking the dogs, so we'll continue tomorrow back on the house and the cistern. cool. We've got 6 of those big holes now. They look like graves. They're huge. Go down maybe, oh, that looks like about 60 centimetres or so. Coming along. Still quite scary seeing all this change. And obviously you have to go through this in order to get it to a stage where you can move forward. But it's all part of the fun. I think I just want to sit here with you. So I'm not rendering it the inside today because I ran out of cement, and because I keep everything under a cover, I didn't spot that I'd ran out. So I've been out this morning and got some more. I've also got this stuff here. This seems to be what everyone uses. There you go. I've got 4 bags of that. Really expensive. The cheapest I could find was 75 euros a pop. Each bag. It's not cheap. Everywhere else was 85. So got it now. Hopefully won't need any more. Right, this meshing here, this is what we used in the village house. I showed this quite a lot, but I get asked a lot of questions on this. Supposedly it's going to add a little bit of strength, and it also stops the cracking, or helps stop the cracking. And as far as my experience goes with regard to the village house, it worked. It also helps get a better finish. Anyway, I'll use whatever I need to use to make sure that that doesn't leak. So this holding tank, I need about 4,000 to 5,000 litres to feed all the fruit trees and the plants in the fenced off area, and I calculated yesterday this holds about 11,500, which is a bit more than I was expecting. Good, that's a good start. I had a budget on this of €1,000. I couldn't make it any bigger because I would have gone over that in materials, so this size will cover me for everything I need during the summer months, because I've been asked quite a few times the size and so on. When the roof is done, I can gauge how much water we get, how much rain we get, how much water we get off of that. Then next year I can come back, because this will do the job for next summer, and I can calculate how big a tank I need. Then I can do a second one and maybe a third smaller one, have a filtering system in there. By the time the water gets through into the larger or the last tank, then I can use that water back in the house. Aha! But in the meantime, we've got enough for next year. Isn't that beautiful? Beautiful sky, that lovely time of day, nice and peaceful, birds chirping away. It's 3 o'clock in the afternoon and I've just got over halfway. And so I'm not going to finish it today, unfortunately. I'm just going to have to carry on with it tomorrow. It's not the end of the world, but I want to get that meshing on because it is starting to go off. And of course, it's very difficult to really gauge how long it's going to take when you're doing it for the first time and mixing it all up, wheelbarrowing it, carrying it down there, monitoring what's going on around me, and the dog's coming back and forth as well, so, and videoing it. So I think I've done pretty well. It's fairly smoothed off now. I want to get the meshing on the bit that I've done and see how that looks, and then just carry on with it tomorrow. Yeah. In the meantime, actually, before I carry on with that, I just want to check out and see how the guys are getting on. Around the top, we've got a 4th guy helping today. Just going in all the way around, continuing with that. There he is. that's going to give us that platform to put the rebar like that all the way around, which will give us the ring beam. So they've gone a long way into the wall. I'll just go around the other side because I can see they've gone through there. Obviously we want to make sure that as much as possible of the new roof is sitting directly on top of the existing wall, but where they're not taking this section away is like a stopper, I guess, because it's only going to be about that thick, and you can see they've already come through there. Otherwise they would have had to take it down and board it up. Anyway, back over here. When I do the floor and I put the weather stuff on, I'm still going to use this meshing. So ideally I want the meshing to continue that way on the floor and up the wall, but I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to run it around two heights, and then when I do the floor I can then get them meshing and just go up the wall a little bit. I don't know how easy this is going to be. Just hold enough so that we can continue. Probably isn't the best idea doing it like this, but I should unravel it all first. Enough to get a hole. Right, let's just do that. Oh, come on. Right. Hello boys, you ready for your walk? I know, it's gone 5 o'clock. Okay, so I know I haven't done the whole lot, but we'll carry on again tomorrow. With what I have done though, I think I'm pretty pleased with that. And well, I'll be interested to see what it's like when it's dry. Yeah, I'm really pleased with that actually. Of course, no one's ever going to see it, which is a shame. Yeah, next stage, finishing it. Right, see you in the morning. Some of you might even recognise this, or you might do in a second. So I got up quite early this morning, watched the sunrise, because I'm here at a guy called Ralph's house. Now, Ralph has his own YouTube channel, Algarve Life and Nature. Now I don't really follow many other YouTubers, vloggers, people who do much what I do, just basically because I've, well, busy doing what I'm doing and I don't want to be influenced. However, this feed came up recently and I kind of recognised the views on his panoramas around here, and I decided I want to see if I can get in contact with him, because Ralph is working on a cisterna, and I'm really interested to have a look. So he's kindly allowed me to come here and go and have a look. He's going to show us around. So I'm going to go and find him now, and hopefully he'll give us a little tour. Hey, Andy! How you doing, Ralph?
There's the famous YouTuber. Hey,
How are you?
good to see you.
Yeah.
You want to see my
We have met
cisterna,
already.
right?
Yeah, if you don't mind, yeah, let's go and have a look at the cisterna.
Here the veggie garden, here's the herb garden, here's the veggie garden. I'm arranging a few more succulents because I love succulents. And here will be the beach. We still need to build the beach.
The beach. So for those of you that aren't quite getting this, because we're on top of a hill, Ralph, I'm sure, will explain in his videos. He has actually explained it to me, but yeah, there's going to be a beach here.
And here we have the big cisterna.
The cisterna.
Yeah, it's now covered. You don't see the three chambers. We have one chamber of 22,000 liters. The big one is on the right side here under this concrete, and it's almost 80,000 liters. And there's another one. A very
You're
small
getting
one.
100,000 liters.
Yeah, 100,000 liters in total.
Bom dia, tudo bem?
Tudo bem, obrigado.
Thanks for having me around here, Ralph.
Yeah, thank you. You're welcome. It was a pleasure meeting you.
And you. It's a lot taller than I thought he was going to be. Right, I'm going to go home.
No, this is the right size.
Yeah, yeah. I'm 6 foot. Meanwhile, back at mine, it's gone 11:30 in the morning. I got up really early this morning to get that sunrise at Ralph's. I'm really glad I did that because it is spectacular. Panoramic views. Obviously a very different location to where I am. He's not far from me. I'm surrounded by these cork trees, obviously. Each has its own beauty, doesn't it? Now, he's been in that house now and Portugal for 2.5 years. It was a ruin when he bought it. Done a hell of a lot of work to it. And now I've been here for 3 years in this house and I'm only just starting. That's given me a huge lift and some great ideas. Now, obviously, Ralph's cisterna is on a different scale to mine. And as I've already mentioned, I am planning on expanding on this. Looking at it now for the first time with you, got the shadows from the trees, so I can see it a lot clearer. I'm really happy with how that's turned out. I'm over the halfway mark. I want to make sure I do the joins well, and I want to get on with that now. And I'm going back out again at 3 o'clock, so I've got my work cut out for me here, and I'm going to just stop videoing it and we'll see it afterwards. And then afterwards, as it is Friday, we'll go and have a look and see how the guys are getting on. I'm really hoping they've got some concrete poured in there. We'll see in a bit. I haven't been in there yet, and I'm going to not do that until I finish down here. What do you reckon, Will? What do you reckon, Chris? We done well? We've skipped forward a couple of days now. It's actually Sunday morning. I've had my quick shower. It is now Christmas Eve. But I wanted to quickly show you that because it is now ready to, well, leave now and put that top product on top, the Weber, whatever the number is called, 834, 824. Well, it's got to dry first of all. But I can put the lid on. That's going to be the next stage. But look at that. More importantly, how beautiful is that? Loving that shadow cast from the trees on the wall there. What a beautiful time of day. So calm and peaceful. All the construction wood is now ready, put together. Done a really good job of that. So I think I'll hold on to that when they're finished because it's going to come in very handy. Well, there's something you don't see every day, eh? All poured. Done a neat job with the acros holding it all up. That wall still needs to come down. This is now, I quite like it at the moment because we are going into the end of the year. So next year, a good fresh start. This is the worst that we're going to be seeing this house. So anything going forward is going to be a change for the better. But that doesn't stop it from looking kind of daunting at this stage. I have, of course, got the experience of 4 houses now, and each one had its own difficulty. And while I know I've mentioned this house was going to be as difficult or needing as much work as the previous houses, and one or two of you weren't sure how that was going to be because of how this house looks condition wise, but I was always aware this roof was probably going to have to come down. So at this point now, I think it's very clear that this is now going to need as much work as the previous houses for sure. But seeing it at its worst next year going forward, it's going to be really nice to see this transform. And I guess this is the first time I've given it over to someone else to do this stage of the project. And I'm really happy I've done that because it's this stage that can give you nightmares. Make you wonder why on earth you started and can you do it? Have you got the need or the want? Is it going to work out? All those negative thoughts that you can have. And I've gone through them all. So knowing I'm leaving it in capable hands, and when they've finished, over to me, knowing that I'm going to have a roof over my head, is now making me feel much more relaxed. And again, going into the new year, anything that I do now is going to be moving forward. So it's going to be a little bit time before I can do anything in here, but boy, am I glad right now that I'm not the one doing this. That's for sure. Let's have a look on the roof. One of the other things they've done as well is I asked them to leave the rocks that were in the walls because that's going to come in really handy for other projects. And of course we keep building up more and more rubble, but eventually in the next few weeks this will all be cleared out and it will all start to look different. And that's part of the beauty of doing something like this. If you can stomach it and you can not stress yourself out when you hit the hardest looking stage, I guess. So you're either going to make it work or you're not. But one thing's for sure, I ain't going to give up because one day this is going to be my home and I'm going to love it. You can just see down there where they've gone into the wall because that's going to be where the ring beam's going to go, and obviously that's for the roof. But I'm quite surprised because they've gone this far and some more into this wall. but it's actually still standing, this part. But they know what they're doing. Good they haven't had to do that. Just going to address one thing, because I've noticed a lot of times I get comments from people in America. I know they're from America because they tell me, who keep pointing out with these houses that I've been working on that they're built with rubble and they won't last an earthquake. So just knock it down and start again. It's not worth it. But I mentioned this many times before about approvals and how much it costs to build a new house. And I don't want to give up on this sort of thing, because this is traditional build. And here in Europe, we have all the same materials and technologies that you have in America, and some. But this is just the age of this sort of house. And if it was a more modern build, it wouldn't be a ruin, and then I wouldn't be doing it. Which is why all of the houses done so far have been built this way. But they are going to last. Now, no house lasts if there's no one living in it, and no one's been in this house for over 50 years, and any house will fall apart. In this case, it didn't have the lintels above the back and the front door, and that's what created the problem with the roof. But there's nothing wrong with the structure, and there's no subsidence. And I would much rather be in a house when this is finished, built like this, than I would in any wood house. And it will certainly last a lot longer. It will survive storms and earthquakes. The way they're interlocked with each other, it allows for a little bit of movement, but it won't fall down. And it's just a different way of building, isn't it? I like these old stone buildings. They have a lot of character. And I may not by the end have retained all the character. I just say that I like to keep as much as possible, but you have to be realistic because we live in the modern world and you've got to cater for your needs. But this going forward now into the new year, it's going to be a challenge, but it's also going to be something that I'm really relishing the idea of getting on with it, because I can see what this is going to look like. So I hope you can join me going into next year and follow me on this journey, transforming this, what now looks like a ruin for sure, into a beautiful home. Right, tomorrow is Christmas Day. I'm going to switch the camera off. Whatever you're doing, with friends, family, on your own, I hope you have a lovely Christmas. Stay happy and stay positive. Next week, I'm going to do a very quick video midweek on that chocolate challenge I've been promising. Then we'll be continuing here. And there's lots of other things we're going to be doing. So I hope you can join me. Until next time, look after yourselves. Right, should you go for a walk? Take care. Bye.